Good afternoon. I apologize. We were late a few minutes. We had gotten a van so that we wouldn't be late, but found out that it was new security to park or stop several blocks away, so our apologies. My name is Nadia McConnell, the U.S. Ukraine Foundation. We have been the facilitators for this delegation that has come to make this presentation today. This delegation is self-organized and self-financed, and it was organized and is being head up by the co-founder of the NGO Center, UA Ukraine. And we are pleased to facilitate this delegation. This year, Ukraine we will celebrate or commemorate many important dates. Two to commemorate tragic events, one being Babyn Yar and also Chernobyl. But also in September, we will be celebrating Ukraine's 20th anniversary of independence, and plug for the U.S. Ukraine Foundation, we are also celebrating our 20th year. There we will celebrate Ukraine's contribution to a nuclear-free world. Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons voluntarily, and that process was completed last year when President Yanukovych came and announced that Ukraine will give up the rest of its enriched uranium. We will also be celebrating, I think, Ukraine's advancement in democracy. And today we will hear about the state of Ukraine's democracy from several civil society leaders. And I think it's very fitting, and we want to thank the Helsinki Commission for their cooperation in allowing us a place to have this. It's also fitting because this is also another anniversary. The Ukraine Helsinki group was formed in November 1976, which I think, if I am not mistaken, is the first formally organized NGO post-war in Ukraine. So we go from the Helsinki group that was formed in 1976 to today. Our moderator will be Ambassador Bill Miller, and I can't think of anybody better than he to moderate this group. And I will also then turn to Oris and again thank the Helsinki Commission for cooperating with us in making this presentation possible.
Thank you, Nadia. On behalf of the Helsinki Commission, I'm very pleased to welcome this delegation of highly respected members of Ukraine's civil society, NGOs, journalists, and members of the Rada. I'd like to join Nadia in welcoming all of you, and would like to thank the U.S. Ukraine Foundation for facilitating this event. We're pleased to be able to assist you. As many of you know, the Helsinki Commission has been active over the decades, even prior to the fall of the Soviet Union, in supporting human rights and a democratic, independent Ukraine. Also, I'm especially pleased to welcome Ambassador William Green Miller, who will serve as our moderator and who I believe has been one of Ukraine's truest and staunchest friends over the decades, through thick and thin and through good times and not so good times. It's no secret that Ukraine's undergoing some trying times right now. Like many, the Helsinki Commission is deeply concerned by the backsliding we've witnessed over the course of the last year with respect to freedoms of assembly and association and expression, pressures on the media, attempts to curtail academic freedom, and that of institutions and activists who peacefully promote the Ukrainian national identity, the flawed local elections, corruption, lack of rule of law, and the list could go on and on. By most independent accounts, Ukraine appears to be moving in an authoritarian direction. Although I would also caution against concluding that it's already authoritarian, and it's certainly not on the level of Russia or Belarus. In large part, this is due to Ukraine's political pluralism, diversity, and the vital role of civil society. Now, the Yanukovych government clearly has been moving to consolidate and expand its power and has prided itself on the ability to provide stability, contrasting it with the political chaos we've witnessed in previous years. But a stability based on authoritarianism is illusory. It's an illusory one. And if the Yanukovych regime thinks that rolling back democratic freedoms is the way to achieve stability, I frankly think this is a short-sighted and counterproductive approach. Recent events in the Middle East, you see what's going on in Egypt, Tunisia, and elsewhere, or even the situations in Russia and Belarus, should remind one of the superficiality of the so-called stability of authoritarianism. But enough of my editorial commentary here. But we're fortunate to be able to take advantage of this distinguished delegation's visit to Washington and look forward to your insights into the situation in Ukraine and activities to promote civil society. You are indeed in the front lines of defending Ukraine's hard-won democracy. Ambassador Miller.